Welcome to the first non-members only wookplus Mornings, your deep dive into everything happening in the jam band world. From fresh set list recaps, upcoming shows, and community spotlights to the latest breaking news and all the wook commentary you love. We've got it. Grab a drink, kick back, and let's break it down. If it's your first time to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and everybody, please hit the like. Here's what's on deck. Daze Between of the legendary New Orleans Jazz Festival, the Ticket Act, festival announcements, plus our jam band roundup with New Deal returning, and lots more. But first, something interesting happened. We got a call on Sunday about PHiSH showing up at a John Mulaney's show for a taping. Everybody's live with John Mulaney, and a bit called What If Seinfeld Was PHiSH? And then it aired the other night. Trey was Jerry, Paige was Kramer, Mike was George, and John Fishman was Elaine. There were a lot of great little Easter eggs. Mike played the theme song, that great bass thing. McConnell was Kramer. He did the trademark entrance, came in, and PHiSH shoved Paige in true Elaine fashion. I wonder how much a lot of this goes to their past year. It's been a year now since the Sphere push for mainstream acceptance, I guess. Lots of articles and things like that, and then they get snubbed by the Rock Hall, which we don't know. We obviously did a microdose about it there. There's a shameless plug for that. There've been a few articles after they got snubbed, Rolling Stone, Guardian notably, about them not getting in. Morning, guys. Curdy, Subadupa. I believe they will get in, maybe around 2030. They'll get nominated again in 2 years, and then it'll be a 4-year thing, and then they'll get in. Probably closer to when they're winding things down a little more. The Rock Hall may not get it, but fans know where real music lives, and that is New Orleans. And this year, the Daze Between has become a monster thing. I've never been. The last time I was in New Orleans was before my oldest was born, so probably 2003, I guess. I went every year from 95 to 2003. But Tuesday night, Mahalia Jackson Theater. Oh my God. The night opened, which I did not realize how much I was going to love this. The night opened up with Mike Dillon and Skerritt joining the special for a set that included some Dead Kenny G's and Critters Buggins tunes. So, I love that. The special played 3 tunes on their own. Then Skerritt joined the band for a Hannibal Holocaust and to Dissociate. Then Jim Lachlan and Mike Dillon joined Skerritt for Les Claypool's Frog Brigades Up on the Roof. And then the rest of the set was a throwdown with Dillon and Skerritt running through Punk Rock Guilt, Sweatbox, Gorlick, and Snaggletooth, which are 2 Critters Buggins tunes and 2 Dead Kenny G's tunes. It was really fun. It was fantastic to hear those songs. I have bootlegs from many, many years ago, late 90s, early 2000s, and I hadn't actually heard either one of those names. How we doing, Eric? Next up was Mel, who at 35 years into their run may have released the best LP of their career this year. And the first half of the set highlighted that. They did All Roads Lead to Home in Stride and the title track from the album Band in the Sky. And they closed out what I'm calling the pre-horn section with Spine of a Dog into Buster. And it was one of the most seamless transitions, one of those you don't even realize they switch songs, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, they're playing Buster. So it was a solid hour to open, and then the Dumpster Funk horns, Alex Wasili, Ashlyn Parker, and Brad Walker, who's not always a horn, came out, and fantastic set. I think they did 8 songs. Blonde Hair and Blue Eyes, the Mel Original, Nebraska Mel Original, and Godzilla were, I feel like, really 3 inspired choices that went along with the more obvious fare, like Love Light, Spanish Moon, Happy Hour Hero. Godzilla was the best with horns. The chaos, the monster coming, Zilla Godzilla God. It was just, wow, one of the most fantastic things. I absolutely love it. Go seek it out on Nugs. And then we had oh, you're all right, Goontone. We're all good. We're just getting into it. I'm only up to Humphreys McGee on the Daze Between. So, but oh my God, on top. So you had the list special with the Critters bug, and I would have been in heaven with that. Then the Mo with the horns, and just Mo is one of the top 3 bands out on the road. If you can go see them, go see them. They're masters, and Nate Wilson has taken them to another level. And then we got Humphreys, and they did a 2-set show. A nice run through of Mail Package to Junk, and then they brought out Dave Matthews, saxophonist, Jeff Coffin, and trumpeter vocalist Jen Hartswick from Tab. And they did Booth Lovin' the Day Nurse and Wife Soup, and with the horns, and it showcased the more soulful side of UM. And then they closed out the set with Electric Avenue to Hell, and Jen got to sing the Highway to Hell part. Really fantastic. Jen is just such a phenom in the scene. She can come on, play with anybody. She's got the vocal chops. She's got the horn chops. It's maybe one of Trey's greatest things that he did was brought her into the fold, and it's allowed her to become the incredible musician she is. The second set was all Zeppelin all the time. Jason Bonham on drums, vocalist James Dillon doing his best Rubber Plant. My favorite was a run of Fool in the Rain, No Quarter, and Ramble On. I felt like they really got there. They didn't how many more times, and it was questionable because he went into this whole thing. I'm married. I got a bunch of kids. And then he started talking about a schoolgirl, and I was like, yeah, it's a little weird, dude. But anyway, what can you do? One beautiful thing is the encore. They did Conduit and Bonham. Wow, I forgot to do the pictures. Look, I had all these great pictures, too. Anyway, hey, it freezes up when I try to do that, didn't it? Damn it. I think I'm going to be able to use that. So anyway, there we go. Are we back? Wow. I'm sorry, guys. I had no idea that thing was going to do that when I tried to use the pictures. My bad, guys. What? That sucks so bad. I don't know if I phrase up, guys. It might be an early show the way this is looking. Because I'm not moving at all. All right. Damn it, Kevin. I hate technology. I absolutely hate technology. Anyway. Can we get rid of that? Obviously not. All right. All right. Can you guys see me? I am so sorry about that. I guess I can't use picture in picture thing. It totally froze up the whole computer. If you guys are still here, let me know. Or else I'm just gonna end this thing. They did a late night show with members of Mo and UM. They it was Brendan, Joel from Humphreys, and then Vinny, Rob, and Al from Mo. And fantastic thing they did. I don't know if you know this about me, but the silent type is one of my absolute favorite songs. I feel like if Humphreys had been around in 1992 and released that as a video on MTV, the video of the silent type, if you've never seen it, they would have blown up and been huge. Anyway, they did a silent type, they did a moth. I had the set list to show you. I did not write it down, and obviously there's me sharing the pictures is not working for whatever reason. So anyway, we'll figure that out later. And then the next night there was another show that I did not get to watch yet, but it was called Geo Leo. It had George and Leo from the Meters with Ivan and I forget who the drummer is off the top of my head because I had the visuals. But then late night there was a show with Eric Krasno, George Porter, Ivan Neville. I guess Krasno was the other person in that in the Geo Leo thing. Tony Hall, Jennifer Hartswick, Skerrick, Raymond Weber, and Alex Wasili, plus special guests. So, Krasno had, where am I? All right, highlights included back-to-back covers of Dreams, the Allman Brothers song, and then the Fleetwood Mac song. They did Hendrix's Fire, and then the surprise guest started. Dave Matthews came out, sang Sledgehammer and the Maker. He also had Jeff Coffin with him, who had played earlier with Humphreys McGee the night before. And Dave said, in between the two songs he sang, whenever I come to New Orleans, I always think this is the most beautiful place on earth. Every place has its darkness and every place has its lightness. But it just feels when I get down here, it feels hopeful because there's a whole lot more love, it seems, available from everywhere you go and everyone you see. I think it's a special place. It's like the heart. I love Dave because he is very, I'll wear it on my sleeve. And I think he's a real down-to-earth guy, even if I don't, necessarily groove to his music. The post-day portion of the concert rolled on with Coffin. Jennifer Hartswick came out. They did Aretha Franklin's Rock Steady, and then Ivan Neville did Sitting in Limbo and Dr. John's Quitters Never Win, which is from the Desitively Bonnaroo album that somebody named their festival after. Yeah, Richie K, it is a wook morning. I'm sorry about that, guys. That was from hell. Anyway, and then we had Mike Gordon came out and had a little bass duel with George Porter on Sneaking Sally Through the Alley. Frasco and G Love came out for Who's Making Love to Your Old Lady while you was out making love. And then, we did the thing. And then Dwayne Betts and Neil Francis, which I find fantastic. I think Dwayne Betts and Neil Francis should figure out how to tour together. But they did a message for the meter. A message from the meters. There we go. What's next? Second big weekend at Jazz Fest. Pearl Jam, Santana, My Morning Jacket, Joan Jett, Cage the Elephant, Patti LaBelle, Lenny Kravitz. But if you're going to go, to go to the smaller stages, find the big names from places you've never heard of and learn yourself some new music. The interview stage is always fun, too, if you can catch something there, the parades. The Cultural Exchange Pavilion this year highlights Mexico, with Mexican and Mexican-American bands playing. Mariachi, marimba, Nortino, rock, experimental style, also artist food. So if you're down there, go check that out. If you're down there for the night, Mike Gordon is doing a show. Obviously, he's in town. He showed up the other night at Tipitina's, Joy Theater tonight. Tomorrow night, there's something called the Crescent City Classics, which has members of the Meters, Dumpster Funk Lettuce, and also late night, something called the Funk Session with Skerrick, Adam Deitch, Adam Smirnoff, Eric Coombs. So you might want to check that out. And while fans in New Orleans were treated to a seamless night of music, concert goers nationwide may soon experience a smoother process of their own thanks to the Ticket Act, which just cleared the House. It was the 29th. The Ticket Act stands for Transparency in Charges for Key Event Ticketing Act. 409 to 15. I think it's one of the few things that everyone in America can agree on, that Ticketmaster sucks. So, upfront disclosure of total ticketing costs, including fees. Resellers must clearly identify themselves and cannot pose as official sellers. Speculative ticket sales ban, which this one always got my crawl. You know, when a show, the day before it goes on sale, there's always tickets on StubHub. That's speculative ticket sales. These scalpers know they're going to get piles of tickets, and they're already putting them up. So resellers cannot sell tickets they don't own. But they are going to add language that says concierge service exception. So it may weaken it. And primary sellers must refund or replace tickets for canceled events. Secondary sellers must disclose the refund policy. Some of the issues with it, there's no fee itemization. All-in pricing doesn't explain where the fees come from. It undermines the speculative ticket ban, the concierge loophole, and it doesn't have any way to really enforce it to combat bots. There's no penalties. So the people in the industry want more. Live Nation supports the bills, which should be a red flag, because independent venues and promoters are called for closing loopholes and tighter enforcement. So it goes to the Senate for review, where it may just disappear and die a death there. We can only hope that that happens. But let's stress that checkout means more focus on the fun, like deciding which of these festivals you're going to go to this summer. I'm working on this. I got the transition. This is only the fourth time I did this, everyone. If you're watching, make sure that you like and subscribe. If it's your first time here, think about becoming a member. We do member stuff like this all the time. We have other special member stuff. I'm going to try to start incorporating some interviews, community stuff. A guy who works with God Street Wine, who has an MS charity, things like that. Maybe try to get Mags on about our FEMA thing. But anyway, festivals. The Woodis Festival 2025. I am trying to go to All Good, Goontone. I actually was going to talk about the schedule, the set times a little bit, but I can't get the picture, so we'll figure that out. But yeah, I'm planning on it. I am planning on it, definitely. I may not be able to stay past Moe's Sunday because it's a Sunday, but we'll see. What is Arrowwood Farms in Accord, New York? And they added Built to Spill, Panda Bear, and Medeski Martin Duo. So we'll see how that works out there for them. But I'm very excited. They have Rose City Band already on it, the Cosmic Tones Research Trio, Sharp Pins. There's some good stuff there. It's been at this place. It started in 2009, but it's been at this Arrowwood Ranch Farm since 2019. Tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock. You can still catch that if you want. All right. There is something that I've never heard of called the Ohana Festival. And it has Eddie Vedder, Green Day, and Hoyser topping it. Very interested in this. Downey State Beach in Dana Point, California, September 26th through 28th. Also have Kings of Leon, Garbage, Kim Deal, Lucas Nelson. I mean, it really looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. Tedeschi Trucks Band. Wow. So, and David Duchovny. What is he doing? Are they bringing the X-Files back? Please, let's do it. Actually, I heard they're rebooting the X-Files, so we'll see about that. Members of Pearl Jam's 10 Club will get first dibs on tickets. Had first dibs on tickets, and they went on sale yesterday. So let's check that out. Newport Folk Festival adds Goose and Kenny Loggins. So do we get a Kenny Loggins Goose collaboration? We shall see. Also, Big Frida, Yes, Kim Deal again, Maggie Rose. So that looks fun. I have never been to Newport for any of their festivals. I did go to Newport to see the Radiators before, of course. But that's another story. All right, I'm skeptical to run this, but we're gonna run the intro and then we will do the jam band roundup. All right, here's a little something for the Livetronica heads out there. The New Deal is getting back together. We love the New Deal with Joe Russo. So, New Deal, if you're not familiar, started back in '98 in Toronto. Really, along with the Disco Biscuits, they pioneered the whole Livetronica scene. They were doing fully improvised sets, house, breakbeat, techno, jazzy, jammy, live, no laptops. And the original trio was Jamie Shields. He's the one that's on keys, Dan Kurtz on bass, and Dan and Shearer on drums. So Jamie and Dan are getting back together, and they brought in Joe Russo, and they're calling it the Rue Deal. And I'm very excited. July 11th at Ardmore, July 12th at Xanadu. You should check that out. Tickets are already on sale. All right, what else do we have? Oh, Damon and Stephen Marley doing a summer tour. I've seen both of them before. They put on a hell of a show. Lots of love towards their father, lots of embracing of what they do themselves. So they're calling it Traffic Jam 2025 tour. It begins in July, runs through August. Jay Boog aboard as support for most of the dates. It starts in Portsmouth, Virginia, and goes through Connecticut, lots of places, ends up in Harrisburg. Oh no, my bad. Oh, it goes through the end of August. Wow, there are a ton of dates. I'm going to have to figure out how to share a screen somehow for you guys. Ends in August 29th in Oregon at the Reggae Rise Up. So tickets go on sale 10 this morning. Now, one that I am just... X and Los Lobos are uniting for the 99 years of rock and roll tour. And it's basically all the original members from Los Lobos, all the original members from X who have the two bands together have 99 years in rock and roll, are doing a big tour. They are playing Baltimore. I'm very excited for it. So we'll see. All right. Now, next I have up All Good Times, All Good Set Times. And I don't have it with me, but it seems like the Chrysalis stage has most of the good bands. Goose is doing 2 sets to close on Sunday. It's String Cheese and Joe Russo on the main stage Saturday, but there's a Disco Biscuits, there's some Pigeons, there's some Mo, there's some Eggy. I mean, the Mo really is fantastic. And then there's something called Lawrence, which I don't know much about, but apparently is very popular. All right, Billy Strings. Did you guys see this? He went to a Michigan hospital and played some music for some of the kids there. There's a great picture of him. I guess this is where his son was born, so he went in to play for some of the kids. Yeah, Eggy is early, Snacks. Thank you, Snacks. I'm trying my hardest here. We're going to make this work. You know what? In 3 or 4 months from now, we may actually nail this, and I really appreciate the people out there who are watching. So, yeah, he welcomed his son, River Apostle. River Apostle? Is that what it is? Why was I trying to make that Apostle? It's last September, so very nice of them. You know, the kids just have such pure hearts, and especially those, it breaks my heart. I'm very much, I cry at commercials, so you show me a St. Jude commercial, I'm probably going to have a little tear sneak out. Disco Biscuits announced some more dates on their tour. And in June, what is this tour called? It has some cool name. It's their 30th anniversary tour. I thought it had a cooler name, but they added 4 more dates to the end of it. They're going to continue to add other dates as they go through the end of the year. I think they're trying to get everywhere to see everybody because they care. The Disco Biscuits are probably, like Mel, are just at the top of their game so far into their careers. And yeah, we just got to get out there and support them. The best thing we can do if we really love the music is go out there and see the band. Or if you can't get out or you don't go out, much like I do, buy the t-shirt, buy something on Bandcamp from them. Wednesday night, we're going to have Liv will be back. I'm not sure who the guests. I'm trying to get Peter Negroponte from Gorilla Toss on. I have a couple other things out there. On Monday morning, there's going to be a members only version of this. So if you become a member, you'll have access to that. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're all over social media at wookplus. I'm big on Blue Sky. It's my favorite place to hang out. So if you want to check that out. And I guess that's going to do it for us today. Everybody out there, remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.